University. I'm really honored and happy to be invited by your EVP to give some comments on the part of language evaluation and general evaluation. And since I see many new faces here, you always have a lot of new faces in NTU Toastmasters, so I will brief you first about my job responsibilities. As a language evaluator, I will first begin my language evaluation followed by general evaluation. As a language evaluator, my jobs are first, to introduce you new words, and second, to give comments on your use of language during the course of the meeting, and third, if possible, I'll try to cite the eloquence from your speeches. Okay, four parts will build up my language evaluation. They are, as you can see on the slide, the first is words of the day. I'll try to choose some, maybe I think, personally, interesting words for you, for your further reference, and followed by how to say it, focusing on pronunciation and enunciation. And the third part is art of language, are some of the words I think is good for you to learn, or some good expressions. And the last part is spot the knot. I'll give you some sentences that contain either grammatically or idiomatic errors for you to find out. Now let's move on. Okay, the first part, the words of the day. Okay, recently we know that with the coming of the elections, two political parties are fighting very hard. But today we are not talking about politics. As you can see on the slide, okay, one of the parties in Taiwan raised a campaign about, I think most of you know, so what do you call?
Piggy bank.
Yeah, it's a piggy bank, Or sometimes we can call it money box or penny bank. And for the pig, there's more about the pigs. For you who are into international or business, you may know PIIG, pigs. They refer to those countries who are in debt in Europe. They are, as you can see, the initial. The first one is P stands for Portugal, Ireland, Italy, Greece, and Spain. They're trying to suck the money from Europe. Okay? And this is the words of the day. And now we are moving on to the part, how to say it. The first word, enthusiasm, okay? Enthusiasm. And the second word, okay, I hope that one day when I'm the language guy, I don't have to mention that because I almost every time mention this word in Toastmasters meeting. It's evaluator. Evaluator, don't say evaluator, okay, evaluator. Evaluator, okay, especially when you are hosting the meeting, you are the TME or the writing session master, you are the IE. Try to avoid that, say it like evaluator. And the third one, when they give me some comment, it should be comment. Okay, when they give me some comment, when it is a noun, the stress is on the first syllable. Comment. Comment. And it's preacher, not preacher. And it's conquer, not conquer. It's conquer. A very famous Caesar saying, I conquered. Yeah. And the last one is, not the last one. The last one in the slide is quote. Say it clearly, not quote or something. It's quote. Quote. Okay, and it's beginning, not beginning. Okay, beginning. It's an easy word, but I heard some of the wrong pronunciation. It should be sounded like beginning instead of beginning or something. Okay, and a gunpowder, a fire cannon. Cannon, not canoe or a cannon. Cannon. Okay, and the last part is very easy, but a lot of people tend to ignore them. When you say I say, it's say. But when it is a third person singular, it becomes he says, she says. Okay, do you notice the difference? I say, but she says, he said, or even the past tense, he said. So say and said, it's different. Okay, the second part, art of language. Okay, our TME Toastmaster even mentioned the 100th birthday of ROC, okay? When you are celebrating the 100th birthday, you can say it's a centennial. We know the word CENT means 100, so centennial, ROC centennial. So the verb goes with centennial. We can either say the easier word is to celebrate the centennial, or another, a little bit more formal, what we can say to observe the centennial, or to observe our wedding anniversary. It's different from the usual meaning we use, observe. And the second one is the critical period. I forgot to mention that phrase. It's about a very limited time that something can occur. For example, when babies are trying to learn a language, there is a critical period for them to learn. Okay, if they didn't acquire language within that period of time, they cannot learn language. Or for the bird to learn to fly, there's a critical period for the young bird to learn flying. And for cats, there's a critical period for the cat to learn how to use their eyes. Those are critical period, a very crucial timing for them. And the third one is invocation. Okay, that's for some Toastmasters meeting. There's invocation at the very beginning of a meeting, because sometimes the host will invite all the members and get to stand and read. The mission of the Toastmaster is to provide a mutually supportive and okay, so that's an invocation. And another very good phrase, on a regular basis, means you do something regularly. You can say you do something on a regular basis, but it is a little bit formal. And dazzle and dazzling, which I think are very good phrases for you to know. To dazzle, literally, originally, it means something is very bright so that you cannot look straight at it. Dazzle. But now, for more often, we use that when you are impressed by the beauty of Joyce. You can say that. Just dazzle me, okay? Or you're impressed by the talents or skill from someone. You can say, for example, you can say, the shot of Brian's shot dazzled all the audience. Okay, to dazzle, and you can say dazzling. Okay, remember the first movie of the Twilight. You remember the Bella said to Edward when Edward was exposed to the sunshine, he said, "Oh, Edward, you're dazzling, sparkling and shining." And one of kind means very unique, very different, usually in a good way. And spontaneous is a very good word. Literally, it means without outside force. You do it from yourself. So, in Toastmaster meetings, when we hear good speeches, those good speakers might or will receive spontaneous applause or cheers. And freak out means you're too excited, you're too nervous, you're too afraid that you cannot control yourself. You freaked out. And one speaker mentioned the little toe, okay, the last toe. 最小的那个脚趾, how do we say? We know fingers have names, right? We have thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and the pinky. But for toes, different. The fifth finger is also called the pinky toe. Okay, we have big toe, we have index toe, we have middle toe, we have the fourth toe, and the last toe is also called the little toe or the pinky toe. But the Big Bang Theory, which I personally very like, so I want to introduce you the movie theorist. Okay, the Big Bang Theory. Okay, it's about a group of geeks, okay, living together with only one girl. So if you're interested in that series, you can try to get it. But legally, remember. And the last one is spot the nut. Look out. Put some sentences that either contain grammatical or idiomatical errors for you to find out. The first one is including autobiographies, business-related books, and etc. Okay, what's wrong with that sentence? And, okay, I think I mentioned that before. If you look at ETC in the dictionary, you'll find out ETC is from Latin or something. Actually, the ETC itself contains the meaning and. So we do not need and here. Okay, just say blah, 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 etc. And the second one, how many speeches have you ever delivered? I think it's better for you to remove the word ever. Because when we use ever, we try to place an emphasis on a particular point. For example, have you ever ridden a camel? Because riding a camel is considered to be a very unique experience. But usually delivering speeches are not that unique. So we can say, how many speeches have you delivered so far? Okay. The third one, good eye contact, no S, good eye contact, good eye contact. And you had a very good structured speech, or these two, your content was structured. Just say that your speech or your content is well organized or well structured or even well constructed. To burst out into laughter. You can either say to burst out laughing or to burst into laughter. So I believe that most of us learned that when we were young. Okay, last one. The last part can be elaborated. Okay, you can say that the last part can be further explained, or the last part can be further elaborated. Okay, and that's the end of my language evaluation. And for the general evaluation, as a general evaluator, my responsibility is to give you comments. Almost everything, okay, that I've observed during the meeting. I got 4 points for you to know. The first one, when the TME introduced the program, okay, let me ask, if there any of you is not yet a member of Toastmaster, or it's your first time here. Okay, so TME means Toastmaster of the evening, means the main host of the meeting. So TME should introduce the organization Toastmaster to the audience if they know there's non-Toastmasters here. So it's your responsibility and job to briefly introduce them what Toastmasters is. And the second part is the workshop from Christine. I think that is a very good part. Maybe some of you don't know there are 2 tracks in Toastmaster. One is communication track, so you do C1 to C10. And the other is the leadership track. So as like Christine do the workshop, she is actually fulfilling the requirement in that different track. So you can see she has to deliver like a speech 20 minutes that long, which is a very good thing. So you can work hard, and one day you will have the ability to take that challenge. And the third one is the microphone, because we all know that technology can always let us down. So don't depend on it. If you have to use that, just arrive in advance earlier to make sure that everything is 100% okay for you. Or that will, I feel very sorry for Charlie that just somewhat his speech was kind of interrupted by the technology failure. So make sure that if I use a PowerPoint, microphone, okay, to make sure that is the best. And the last one, the last part I want to mention is the use of PowerPoint, especially for those speakers who is still doing CC manual. From C1 to C10, I would say, if possible, try your best not to use a PowerPoint except C8, the visual aids, because C8 is designated for to train yourself on the use of the visual aids material and PowerPoint. And also we have advanced manuals focusing on the training of using visual aids. So if you have doing a lot of speech, you will know once you don't go without a PowerPoint, it will be a little more challenging for you because you have nothing to depend on. So try your best not to use PowerPoint when you are doing your CC except C8. And sometimes if you're new to PowerPoint, it might be a distraction instead of a good part for you. So sometimes you can see some of the speakers now, who are not very experienced with the use of visual aids, they tend to refer to the slide too much, or they even turn around. Okay, so try, if you can, try to avoid using PowerPoint from C1 to C10, except C8. And I think that concludes my general evaluation, and I hope that my suggestion we all benefit from my evaluations. Toastmasters will be